Leigh.
Not a chance.
You're not singing.
No, not a chance.
Why not? This is your song. Come on.
It is my jam.
So, Megan Burch from Mount Sunapee, when her song is Our House by Flo Rida.
Does she
comes
sing?
down, she gets into it, she dances.
Man, is this going to have to be a competition?
I think it is.
Megan, it is on.
Oh, did you hear that? Oh, the gauntlet. The gauntlet has just been thrown down. All right. Well, we'll have to videotape it, and we'll put it up on the WNTK Facebook page. God. and people, it can be the listeners' choice awards. Who is the best in-seat dancer? Mm-hmm. Leigh Stocker from Summercrest.
Do we get to sing with dancing? Because I got the dancing down pat.
We can turn this into a full-blown talent show, girl. You got it. No, I did run
into your radio show will lose all credibility.
Oh, no, not at all. No. People will love it. I ran into your boss last night at in Market Basket, and he said I could do with you whatever I wanted to on air this morning.
Awesome. So what are we doing?
I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm going to let you off easy.
So you have the chance to make this up all on your own, and you still leave it up to me. That's great, because what I was going to talk about is the super exciting topic of caring for your aging parent when you're doing it in home, and some of the things that can really drive you crazy.
Sabotage. What is going to sabotage family caregiving? That's basically what we're...
Right. One of the things that is going to sabotage family caregiving is the lack of privacy that it entails. If you either move in with your parent or your parent moves in with you, all of a sudden you don't have the same freedom as you used to in your own space. Mm-hmm. So there's a few ways to try to avoid that. Is one of the ways is if it's in the in the finances, see about adding on to the home, so you can make either an in-law apartment or an apartment for yourself, or however the demographics work. But so that you can go somewhere, shut the door, and lock it if you need to, and just be able to unwind and disconnect.
Sabotage.
See what happens when Steve gives you free reign.
Well, I was thinking about this because I actually did. So you and I were talking about, we kind of map our segments out for people that don't know, and we'll say, okay, these are some of the things that we'd like to talk about over the next couple of
and hopefully
weeks.
We stay on point.
And hopefully we stay on point. And I actually do. I do a lot of research, believe it or not. I toil away laboriously for hours to prepare myself
on elder issues.
Oh, absolutely. It's fascinating. Okay. Fascinating reading. Sabotage. And one of the big things is probably what I'm suffering from right now, which is sleep deprivation. Yeah. And that's a big thing, because caring for that loved one is an around the clock. It can be an around the clock endeavor. And so sometimes people can get a little punch crazy.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny because I came in and I was like, so what's going on here with the whole look? Because you're a little scruffy today. And what you said to me is you're like, too tired, just don't care.
Just don't care. I got nobody to impress.
And I totally get that.
I look like, for people that are wondering what she's talking about, as of right now, I look like Jim from Taxi.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah, with the bewildered look and or it's kind of like a cross between Jim from Taxi and Kramer.
Sleep deprivation will definitely do that to you.
Sabotage.
Hey, when you're living with somebody who maybe has dementia, their sleep habits are going to change, and they're going to be anxious, and they're going to be up at night. So you trying to get sleep on a normal schedule and hold down your job and your family and all that is really going to suffer. So a couple of the things that you can do is, do a medication review with the doctor to make sure that whatever medications the person you're caring for is taking is not interfering with their sleep, because there's, there's side effects to everything, some of which will be sleeplessness. So that's one idea. And keep somebody on a routine. We talked a couple of weeks ago about the importance of routine for older people. Keep somebody on a routine where they are active, throughout the day, so that when nighttime comes, they're ready to go to sleep. If at all possible, avoid just having somebody sitting there watching TV all day. That's not good for anybody, because that happens. People doze off. They're up at 4 a.m.
Now, in terms of, obviously, when we understand dementia, we think about dementia, I guess you could. It's an altering of the brain, the way that the brain works. Mm-hmm. What does that do to the circadian rhythm? that internal clock.
Don't use
that
big
allows,
words.
I mean, that's why
down a little bit.
I'm Leigh Stockerizing it for you here. That internal clock.
Thank you.
Sabotage.
You're trying to sabotage me, aren't you? Because it is working. It's your internal clock is without routine. It's just off. It is, and I see that even with my dad. We know that my dad is ill, and he does not have dementia, but he has cancer, so he's tired. That's what I tell him. I'm like, well, of course you're going to be tired. You're old and you have cancer. What do you expect? But so he'll fall asleep a lot during the day, but then he wakes up at 2-3 in the morning, and he is up for what is his day. So your internal clock is without routine, it is knocked way out of whack. Mm-hmm. So, and that's even very, very much so with people with dementia as well.
I just think about it in terms of my own, my own sleep cycles, if you will. My sleep cycle is so just out of whack. It's not even funny. But I mean, I have to be really careful of caffeinated beverages, things like that. If I drink a cup of coffee after, or a caffeinated soda, for instance, after 5 o'clock, forget it. I'm wide awake. Right. And then 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm laying in bed going, I got to be up in 3 hours. This is not cool.
That is the worst.
So, it's for me, I supplement with melatonin because it helps to maintain what little circadian rhythm I have. But it's the recognition that I need to avoid those caffeinated beverages after 5 o'clock, and then also a nutritional supplement to assist in that maintenance of circadian rhythm.
Well, and the melatonin also is good because it can reduce your anxiety, which can cause you to not be able to sleep. As a matter of fact, I give melatonin to my dogs because.
Really?
Yeah, and it helps. I mean, one of them gets gun shy, and the other one's just crazy. So I give them a 5 milligram melatonin every day, and it helps them to relax. So. Back on topic here. So yeah, stay away from alcohol at night as well, after dinner, because that's going to disrupt your sleep patterns, but certainly caffeinated beverages. And people don't realize how much caffeine is in stuff, not just coffee and soda, but even decaf has caffeine in it, which can really, really affect some people who are very sensitive to it.
That is, and I am, during the day, it's funny because I can't get enough coffee to jumpstart me during the day, but at night, if I have 1 cup of coffee, forget it. It's like, whoa! It's craziness.
Yeah. Are you a night person normally?
Always have been. So for me, I mean, believe it or not, I actually turned down 2 morning shows because I'm not a morning person. So when I had the opportunity to come on board with WNTK, I'm like, well, you know what? 3rd time's a charm. I'm going to give this a shot. So, almost 2 years later.
And that's all history.
Here we are. And every morning I weave the magic.
Mm-hmm. Well, mornings like this is hard to get up. I got up out of bed at 5, but then I moved to the couch where the dog is so I could snuggle with the dog until 5:30. And it was really hard. There's no sunshine and it's raining and it's all you want to do is hibernate. So fortunately,
the one thing that's nice now, though, I have to be honest, is when I get up, there's sunlight. It's not pitch dark,
right?
Because it's like, geez, I go to bed and it's dark, and I get up and it's dark, and
yeah, and that of course is gonna mess with your internal clock,
your circadian. Say it with me, circadian rhythm.
Circadian rhythm. I don't even know how to spell that. So
all right. I'll send you an email.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you can email Leigh, lstocker@summercrest.net. That's lstocker@summercrest.net, or visit the website, www.summercrest.net, or just swing on by unannounced. They love that. 169 Summer Street in...
We do love that. I don't care. Come by.
169 Summer Street in Newport, or give Leigh a call at 863-8181. That's 863-8181. Leigh Stocker from Summercrest. It is always a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm going to take you out with a little Beastie Boys. Sabotage.
Bring it.
7:49. You're listening to First Look on WNTK and WUVR.